Hello and welcome to yet to another chess video session. I'm going to show you a game I played against Jeffo Suzette Vicente from Mozambique. This was during the Zone 4.3 Individual Chess Championship 2018. The reason for this game is to show you how to play, how to use tactics and strategies, also analyze and use puzzles whilst you look at the see puzzles whilst you are playing. So I played white pieces. So my first move was d4, which is a queen's gambit. My opponent responded with d5. I played c4. This is called, if black captures, it's called a queen's gambit accepted, which black did. Captured, played e4. The reason for this is try to occupy the center square, white to occupy the center square as much as possible. Also develop, open up for the bishops and the knights. So as you can see, both white and black bishop are able to come up for the white pieces, whilst black only has developed just for one bishop, that's it. So I played e6, I captured the pawn on c4. Black played bishop on b4. This move allows white to, black attacks the king, which comes with the check, but it allows white to develop and defend at the same time. So you are giving your opponent time to develop the pieces and defend the checks at the same time. I played knight c3. Then black played one knight f6, attacking this pawn on e4. So looking at the issues of tactics and strategies, you have to be able to know the reason behind every move, either you play or your opponent plays. So this move attacks this pawn because it can be defended by the knight. The knight is pinned by the black bishop. So then I pinned my opponent's knight, so the knight can't capture the pawn because I'm going to capture the queen. Black castles. White develops the pawn further to e5, attacking, putting pressure on the knight on f6. Black decides to attack my bishop on g5 also. I capture the knight, capture the pawn, capture another pawn, the king captures, then I develop the knight. So the knight goes and protects the pawn on d4, also develop the knight so that I can be able to castle. White goes for trying to bring the bishop on b6. So you should be able to calculate, see moves in advance, what your opponent is trying to play before they even play. I attacked the bishop, which is on b4. Black retreated the bishop. I put pressure because this knight on f3 is attacking that pawn on g5. So now I've brought in reinforcement for another piece to come and attack. Bishop played on b7, trying to attack the knight on f3. White castles the opposite side. So this is called queenside castling. So where initially black castled, it's kingside castling. Black captures the knight on f3, captures with the pawn. The attack, which is coming here, this bishop wants to come here on f4 because it's going to be a pin on the queen. So for you to protect yourself, to move, either the king moves on b1, or in this case I played the rook on g1, because if black decides to bring the bishop on f4, I'm just going to capture using the queen, and the pawn can't capture back because it's going to be discovered check with the rook, which is on the g file. So Black brings reinforcement, also brings the queen, then captures with the check. The king goes on h6. The rook blocks the bishop and makes a discovered check. The queen goes back on g7. Now bringing other rook to attack, which comes on g1 check. So this rook on g1 is attacking the g file. So the king has no option but to move to h file, because that's the only file it has remained with. It can't go on f file because of the queen where it is. So after the 18th move, when I just played the g1, my opponent resigned because they were able to see the end game, the ending before I even played it, because they knew if they go on h file, they can only go on h7. So on h7, I'm going to bring the rook on h5, which is going to be a check. If the queen goes, like for example, they go here, the rook goes on h5 check, the queen blocks the check, then either you capture with the rook or capture with the queen, and there's a checkmate. So this is what my opponent saw. She saw the checkmate before it even occurred, so decided to resign on this position. So thank you for watching the video. We'll see you in the next session. Have a good day.